The family members of passengers aboard MH370 are being given a briefing on the progress of the search and rescue mission time to time. Family members of 38 Malaysians aboard MH370 have been waiting anxiously for the past 6 days for the news of their loved ones who vanished en route to Beijing from Kuala Lumpur. The MH370 went missing from the radar at approximately 1:30 a.m. on Saturday morning and was scheduled to land in Beijing on the same day at 6:30 a.m. There were 237 passengers on the flight, which two-thirds were made up of Chinese nationals. Vexed family members of the Chinese nationals on board MH370 pelted 4 Malaysia Airlines employees with water bottles in Beijing. As reported by New York Times, this took place when the airline employees could not provide any updates on the missing flight. Emotions, expectations, and hope are high at the moment. All we can do now is to keep a positive mindset, as a collective positive energy can do miracles. Hold that thought. We will be right back. I am Hema Subramaniam and you are watching Weekly Review. This week, we were shaken by a heartbreaking news as Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak announced that British investigators from its Air Accidents Investigations Branch, AAIB, have concluded that the flight of Malaysian Airlines MH370 ended in the southern Indian Ocean. He said that Inmarsat, the company that indicated the plane flew along northern and southern corridors, have managed to trace its final flight path using sophisticated technology. He added that it is done using a type of analysis never before used in an investigations of this sort. They have been able to shed more light on MH370's flight path. Some of the questions surrounded possibility of plane hijacking relating to turn back. Another issue is on security lags relating to 2 passengers travelling on stolen passports. Royal Malaysian Air Force Chief General Tan Sri Rozali Daud says that MH370, the possibility of an air turn back, has prompted the search area to be widened to Straits of Malacca.
So because of that, the search area has been widened, as we speak, into the South China Sea. And we already have requested our Indonesian friends, the SAR National in Indonesia, to assist us on this matter.
Hence, the pilot could not proceed with the flight, and the normal practice is to report to Air Traffic Control. Department of Civil Aviation Director General Dato Azharuddin Abdul Rahman confirmed that 2 passengers were using stolen passports.
There are only 2 passengers on record that are flown on this aircraft that has false passport, and we have the CCTV's recording of those passengers from check-in right to the departure point, and this record of the CCTVs are now being used for the investigation of this matter. So the investigators are doing the investigating right now.
Footage on the passengers checking in and out had been obtained, and that the Immigration Department is investigating the matter. The 2 passengers have apparently bought their tickets from China's Southern Airlines in Thai baht at identical prices according to China's official e-ticket verification system Travel Sky. On a possible terror link in the disappearance of the plane, Defence Minister and Acting Transport Minister Dato Sri Hishamuddin Hussein says the investigation will look into all possibilities.
Dari segi pasport yang palsu, semalam saya telah pun berbincang dengan agensi-agensi resekan kita dan juga di peringkat antarabangsa, dan saya boleh mengesahkan bahawa agensi-agensi resekan antarabangsa telah pun setuju untuk bekerjasama dan melibatkan juga CT unit masing-masing, iaitu the Counter Terrorism Unit, supaya apa yang dimaklumkan sebelum ini kita melihat tragedi ini sebagai sesuatu yang tak boleh kita ambil mudah, apa jua kemungkinan dalam hal ini.
There has been no claims of terrorism as a possible cause of the disappearance, but local authorities say should not be ruled out. According to Hishamuddin, authorities are working with international intelligence and counter-terrorism units. Officers from FBI have also joined the probe. National Transportation Safety Board has also deployed team joined by specialists from Boeing, Federal Aviation Administration to Asia to assist investigation of the missing plane. There are more than a dozen Malaysian planes and 9 ships involved in the search and rescue mission. Singapore, Vietnam, China are initially involved in the mission and later joined by UK, New Zealand, Philippines, Indonesia and Australia. And the US is sending a warship and a surveillance plane. Flight MH370 took off from Kuala Lumpur International Airport at 12:41 a.m. local time, and it disappeared from radar screens about 40 minutes into its flight. It lost radar contact around 1:30 a.m. local time south of Vietnam's Phu Quoc Island in the Gulf of Thailand.
Kita sedang mengkaji segala kemungkinan. Ada beberapa teori, tetapi dia akan tinggal sebagai teori, melainkan kita dapat bukti yang boleh dikatakan kokoh.
In relation to 2 passengers using fake passports on board MH370, Dato Sri Najib also says the government will review all protocols involved at the Kuala Lumpur International Airport, KLIA, if necessary. Meanwhile, Defence Minister and Acting Transport Minister Dato Sri Hishamuddin Tun Hussein says Malaysia have informed anti-terrorist agencies in several countries about the 2 passengers. Till now, the fate of the aircraft Boeing 777-200 is unknown. There were 227 passengers from 14 countries aboard the plane, including 38 Malaysians and 12 crew. The plane was heading to Beijing from Kuala Lumpur when it went missing at 1:30 a.m. Saturday, about 40 minutes after takeoff. Azharuddin, who also heads the search and rescue team, says that the main concern on the team is to locate the missing plane to determine what exactly happened. I'm Hema Subramaniam, and right now I'm reporting for Capital TV from Hotel Sama-Sama after a press conference as of 8:41. Here we are gathered to find out the fate of MH370. Dato Azharuddin, the Director General of the Civil Aviation, confirmed that there is still no news for MH370, except that they have increased the search areas from 20 nautical miles to 50 nautical miles. As of now, there will be no information released regarding the 2 imposters and the stolen passports, as it is under security provision. Azharuddin says that the search has been widened from 20 nautical miles to 50 nautical miles. Nonetheless, despite a wider search being expanded to the Straits of Malacca, there are no signs of the aircraft. The joint search and rescue efforts now involved countries including Vietnam, China, Singapore, Indonesia, the United States, Thailand, Australia and the Philippines, with a total of 34 aircraft and 40 ships. He was speaking at the final press conference on the latest update of the missing Boeing 777-200 on Sunday. Reuters quoted Kelly Nantle, a spokesperson for the U.S. National Transportation Safety Board, as saying that if the plane went down in international waters, then Malaysian authorities will lead the investigations. U.S. will also be involved as the plane is built in the U.S. However, the release of information will likely remain with the lead investigator nation. US regulators will have no ability to release factual information. He adds that all work will be in support of lead agency. Dato Ahmad Jauhari Yahya, Malaysia Airlines CEO, says that there are few insurers involved when flying with MAS.
The insurer for Malaysia Airlines.
We will let you know. I think we need to find out there.
Ahmad Jauhari adds that they do not retain a crisis management and it is solely managed by MAS. According to USA Today, such search and recovery missions are incredible expensive undertakings, costing millions and even billions of dollars. It quoted John Cox, a retired airline captain who runs the aviation safety consulting company Safety Operating Systems, as saying that a large percentage of the cost is paid by insurance. In addition, other parties such as governments, plane manufacturers and airlines could also foot part of the bill. The air search, which started from 7 a.m. ended at 7 p.m. on Sunday, while the sea search continues at night. Meantime, Malaysian Armed Forces Chief Tan Sri Zulkifli Mohammad Zain clarifies the search and rescue operation does not involve any submarines from the assisting countries.
Set the air clear. Right. No, there is no submarine coming into Malaysia from friendly countries. Some of our friends from overseas, what they are sending is what we call the submarine escape rescue vessels. They are not sending submarine. Some of them are sending rescue ships. Even the Royal Malaysian Navy is deploying its submarine escape rescue vessels. It is a totally different thing.
Zulkifli also says that the two maritime surveillance patrol aircrafts from Australia are due to arrive at midnight Sunday and Monday morning. Prime Minister Dato Sri Najib Tun Razak has received the offer from his counterpart from Australia, Tony Abbott, to help in the search for the Malaysian aircraft. The fate of MH370, carrying 227 passengers, including 2 infants and 12 crew, has yet to be determined. The flight has gone missing en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing about an hour after taking off from the KL International Airport at 12:41 a.m. Saturday. It should have landed in Beijing at 6:30 a.m. on Saturday. The next press conference from the authorities will be held at 12 noon. He says the broken wingtip is due to a minor collision it had with another aircraft in 2012. A portion of the wingtip, approximately a meter, was torn. He was responding to speculation over what happened to MH370, which went off the radar screen early Saturday en route from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. I'm Hema Subramaniam and you're watching Capital Today. And right now I'm in Putra World Trade Center. In the press conference held earlier in conjunction with MH370, the acting Transport Minister Dato Sri Hishamuddin Hussein said that the government is due to hold a high-level briefing soon for these families to update them soon on the latest developments regarding the search for MH370. And this briefing will include international experts who were not available during the briefings in Beijing, and including experts from China. It will also be broadcasted live to other families in Beijing. The search for MH370 continues to be a large, complex, multinational effort involving many countries and international agencies. Much of the research that has been used to track MH370 has been provided to the Malaysian investigators by their international partners. And this research is extremely complicated, involving teams of highly specialized experts, many of whom are based in different countries around the world. And now the Malaysian ship KD Liku is expected to arrive in the search area on 3rd of April, and the Prime Minister Najib Razak is expected to arrive in Perth as well on this coming Wednesday. Hema Subramaniam, The Capital.
In a press conference on MH370 in Putrajaya Trade Centre Tuesday, Acting Transport Minister Dato Sri Hishamuddin Hussein said that there was a suggestion to have selected parliamentary committee to inquire into it. There is another proposal to have a royal commission. The Royal Malaysian Air Force is conducting its own internal inquiries, and the Ministry of Transport is looking to set up an inquiry board. Hishamuddin also confirmed that there were wooden pallets on board the MH370 flight.
We can also confirm that MH370 was carrying wooden pallets. However, there is as yet no evidence that they are related to the wooden pallets reportedly sighted in the Australian search area.
According to Hishamuddin, Malaysia will still be coordinating the search and rescue, with Australia playing a major role.
The new analysis that they have described was convincing enough for the AAIB to brief the Prime Minister that MH370 flew along the southern corridor and that its last position was in the middle of the Indian Ocean. West of Perth, within a few hours, the families had been informed, and then the Prime Minister announced the new development to the world. As the Prime Minister stated, this type of analysis have never been done in any investigations of this sort, and there remains more work to be done, and they are grateful to IMASAT, AAIB and the International Investigations Team, and they are continuing to work with the Malaysian authorities, and in this developing situation, as soon as they know, they will share it. Hema Subramaniam, The Capital.
In a press conference held in PWTC on Wednesday, Acting Transport Minister Dato Sri Hishamuddin Hussein announced the latest lead to help direct the search operation. MRSA said that they analysed satellite images in one area of the ocean measuring some 400 square kilometres, has identified 122 potential objects.
The objects were located approximately 2,557 kilometres from Perth.
He said that some of the objects were a meter in length and others were as much as 23 meters in length. Some of the objects appeared to be bright, possibly indicating solid materials. Dato Sri Hishamuddin also stressed that he cannot ascertain whether the potential objects were from MH370. Meanwhile, Australia is leading the search effort in the southern Indian Ocean based out of Perth. Australia has divided the search area into two sectors, east and west. Hishamuddin said the weather has improved and 12 planes will travel to the search area, 6 in the east sector and 6 in the west.
2 ships will also join the search operations.
A Japanese Coast Guard Gulfstream aircraft left Subang on Wednesday to join the search operation.
I'm Hema Subramaniam and you're watching Capital Today. In the press conference earlier held for MH370, Dato Sri Hishamuddin Hussein said that Australia, China and France have already released satellite images showing objects that may be released to MH370. Yesterday, on 25th March, the Malaysian Remote Sensing Agency MRSA received new satellite images from Airbus Defence and Space, which is based in France. The images were taken on 23rd March, and MRSA analysed the images, and in one area of the ocean measuring some 400 square kilometers, and were able to identify 122 potential objects. Hema Subramaniam, The Capital.